Okay. I think I'm not feeling comfortable sitting.
Nice.
Okay, by the way, my name is Percy. Yeah, I'm from Zimbabwe. And who is Percy actually? I was born in 41 years ago. I'm from a family of 6 children, I think 4 boys and 2 girls. So me and my elder brother, I'm the second born. Me and my brother is called Paul and he's also an artist. So how do I came to be an artist to make some sculptures? Actually, my rural home, we've got plenty of different types of stones which we can carve. Some of them they are soapstone and serpentine. Serpentine, we've got a lot of varieties of serpentine. Maybe green serpentine, brown, black. Some will call them fruit serpentine. When I say fruit, there will be 4 or 5 different colors on it. So to become an artist, it was like after, not after I completed my ordinary level. I was doing this, here you can even say grade 12, but in Zimbabwe we say I was in Form 2 when I wrote my exams. Then there was this artist who was going to, now he's late. He gave me a rough stone and I just made an ashtray. Then, fortunately, within 2 days, I finished it and then I sold it. Then, yeah. But when I completed my high school, you know, now with the situation in Zimbabwe, yeah, to get a job, yeah, it was so difficult. So we tried to make some sculptures because we've got a lot of rough stones nearby our village. But actually, my parents didn't want me to be an artist because they were saying, no, that's a dead job. You're supposed to have a white collar job, blah, blah, blah. So, so actually, I didn't want to be told what to do because when I was just young, I think to be an artist, I was inspired by nature because when I was still young, I used to see a lot of things, like maybe looking at the clouds. You can see the movement changing of the clouds when they are moving. And even where we stayed, our homestays were just close to 2 rivers. So we used to go and bath there. So you could see some water forms then when they are moving. Then on the rocks you can see the changing of movements. Then you say, yeah, I'm seeing something. And also we actually use firewood. Okay, firewood. So when smoke is just coming out, you can even see the movement of the smoke. So I was saying, that's when I was seeing something from the art. Okay, so before I started this art thing, because my parents didn't want me to, so I just find a temporary job. Then the temporary job, it was the second city. Our first city in Zimbabwe is Harare, and the second city is Bulawayo. So I got the temporary job there. Then there was this curious guy, in fact, the one we call Kilo guy, that's the wood artifacts. He was selling them on the road. So I said, no, back home I made some other sculptures. So if I go home, I will bring him 3 sculptures. Then, fortunately, he sold those sculptures, 3 sculptures. Then I said, wow, I can even make a gallery here. Then our economy, the money was just depreciating. Then I said, no, let me become an artist, at least away from my parents, because actually when I was working, you know, to be an artist, you're supposed to have this feeling like, you know, I'm working on something else. Then your mama come, oh no, Percy, what you are doing? No, that's not it. So it pushes away what you're feeling, you're seeing on the art. So it was like a rebellion from them. We just managed to budget some money, then hire the truck, and then go away from them. So I can say that was also my college, because there I was also doing it full time. Then I quit my job, my temporary job. I was just creating anything, and we made it for almost 4 years with my brother. Then I met this other guy from Philadelphia, here in America. So he told me, how are you guys are so unique on making sculptures, but why can't you go to an art community where you can, because I'm afraid that you might die poor because you're supposed to meet art collectors. And that's when, yeah. Then, yeah, it takes time, maybe a year, then we just quit, leave everything, then we go back. Because this big art community is just 60 kilometers from my home place. So that's the community where I am. It's called Tengenenge. It's a community where we are more than 200 artists. At first it was a farm. The farm owner was from Netherlands, unfortunately passed 4 years ago. So he was planting tobacco. Then the farm workers discovered the serpentine because the farm is along the Great Dike. So in the Great Dike there's a lot of minerals. The Great Dike stretches from our neighboring countries, which is called Zambia, and also passes through Zimbabwe until Namibia. So there's a lot of minerals there. You can find cobalt, even diamonds, even emeralds, the serpentine. I can mention a lot of minerals which is from there. But on that farm, there was a serpentine in Springstone. So then they were just doing it, like after working, they were starting to carve some sculptures. But they were just call it Shona. That's where Shona art started. So eventually he was finding a lot of customers from Europe. Then he sold the farm, the part of farming. Then he just remained with this art village. So I joined that Tengenenge. Tengenenge is in the Mashonaland central of Zimbabwe. I think 60 kilometers away from my village. Then the name Tengenenge is derived from there's a river which is called Tengenenge. Actually, it's along the Great Dike. So there's a lot of springs of where the river starts. So they named this river Tengenenge. Tengenenge means the beginning of the beginning. So when they started to make these sculptures. So yeah, there's a village there. We are more than 200. So mainly, all of the arts are just stone sculptures. We don't do wood and metal, it's only stone sculptures. So, can we start talking about my sculptures? I think when I entered Tengenenge, this is my first piece. It's from a spring stone. I just call it a passion of a flower. It was my first one, and before I finished it, somebody bought it. So I finished it, then I was already having the money. So it's from Springstone, and it took me a lot of time to work, because actually in Zimbabwe we just use manual, no electrical. So it took me almost about a year to finish it. It was something like 2.5 meters. I'm not so sure about the foot. Maybe you can calculate. Yeah, this was 2.5 meters.
Serpentine.
Yeah, Springstone. We call it Springstone. We have got Springstone and serpentine. So Springstone is much harder, and yeah. So yeah. Also, I made this spiral. Yeah, that was maybe a year after. It's like 1.5 meters. With spiral, it's like I'm just inspired by nature. You see, these spirals, you see, I just get it from the nature, like a galaxy, or even if you look on the flower, there's this spiraling thing which goes on it. So I was thinking, what can I make something? Maybe I'm attaching it to my hand, maybe, yeah, 2 fingers. So those are like maybe resembling the 2 fingers, putting the spiral inside. So the back of it looks the same at the front. So I just make it like that. Yeah. And this piece is from opal. It's a green opal. It's the infinity ring of life. What gets in my mind was I was trying to get this the generation. Okay, it's like I want to go back. Actually, in our family, my grandfather was a blacksmith, and also he was a carpenter, and also he did some art. So I was trying to say, this generation I am, there's something also resembles the other generation back. So just take in mind, that's an infinite ring of life. It just goes on. I'm not so sure, maybe there will be also artists after me. I'm not so sure as time goes on, yeah. Yeah, so that's the infinite ring of life. Yeah. Then I also, with this what I was saying, the water form, I tried to make this art. It's also from opal. It's a green and some yellowish, brownish, blackish. No, to look at this, the stone is so beautiful, but it's so hard to work on. So I just tried to put the contrast on it. So it was just the water wave, you see, when it is flowing. Yeah, that's where I get the inspiration from. And also, this is also another water wave, but it's on black serpentine. And the other thing, when I'm creating, I don't create one sculpture and finish it. I just try to go to the quarry mine, and I just collected a lot of stones. Then I started to create different types of arts, but I just to keep like maybe if somebody sees the art, he said, "Oh no, that's Percy." So I just keep it like, yeah. So that's the water form. So to make this sculpture, a lot of work was not maybe working inside. It was like the demarcation, going through it. Maybe like I put a lot of. It's not like one sculpture. It's like maybe, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I'm not so sure. Maybe 5 stones on it. So yeah. It's also a water form. Okay. And also, yeah. Inspired by nature, I was just also trying to put something like maybe a leaf.
The African stone we call ubatuba.
Ubatuba.
And it has that color, it kind of gold, green, brown.
Is this hard?
Yeah.
Ubatuba's hard,
Yeah. It's so hard. This type of art, I just get it from the leaves when they dried up from the tree. Then they change its formation. There's this if they are drying up, there's this force of heat which tries to dry them up, so they squeeze it off. So yeah, that's what I was inspired from. Yeah, and also trying to put different movement, but using the same theme. Yeah, it's also, yeah, at our quarry mine, that's where we get, this is black serpentine. It's black, but it's got red spotted. So fortunately, there's this other agents, they just donate some money, then you said, oh, okay, because actually the way we do the mining, they do it also manually. So they're saying, no, guys, we are going to support you this money, then you can hire an excavator, then you can manage to open some of your mines, and yeah, that's what they work also doing. Yeah. This part, I was in another place. It was 200 miles away from Tengenenge. The place is called Zimbabwe. So there's also this black serpentine. It's also hard. So there's a river here. So where we made these sculptures, it was on the top of the mountain. So you're supposed to guide them to take question, because if you just roll them, it goes to the river, then you cannot take them. So we're supposed to sculpt them, then you reduce the weight. Actually, we're also doing the manual thing. So now we're trying to load. So we hired the truck and the tractor. We pulled some chain, then it was going on these logs like up. So Yeah, that's how we do it in London. Yeah. And also, yeah, like where there was a tractor is just down the stream. This is also a big board of serpentine. It's, I think this room, this wall of it is small. It's a big, there's this other time when I was creating this spiral, I was thinking, if I've got money, I'll come and cave inside and making myself a house. Yeah, working on it. So actually we have got this, what we call community spirit. If you are making your sculpture, some other people, they come and help you without paying them. And also, if they are doing also their work, they can ask you also to be helped. So they were just here helping me and my brother to pull this sculpture. So what this is too steepy. So we're putting this small quarry stone to guide it when pulling with it. That's the same way I was doing to turn my sculpture. So it takes some time to do it. So to guide it not to roll, because it was just a round. So we're just afraid if it rolls to the river, we're not going to take it. So we're just guiding it. If they turn a little bit, we'll guide it with some stones. Yeah. So that we call it community spirit, just helping, yeah. Yeah, also in Zimbabwe, this, also we're doing this manual work. Yeah, this stone is bonded. I think you saw a bonded, yeah, I just made also a small bonded. So actually what I was saying, we do it manually with a hammer and a long point chisel like this, and it will be big. I still remember this other day, I don't know what I was thinking. I missed the chisel, then I hit my thumb, then I spent 2 days, it was swallowing, then I said, yeah, I'm not going to continue working, but yeah, that's part of the work. The stone is like 1.5 meters, then I was just standing on it. It just looks the same with what I'm making, but you know, it's just different, but you're just using the same theme on working on it. So I was trying to open it here and where I was putting my feet also. So it was still on the ground, it was not turned. So when I turned it, I was just working on this other side. Then we put it, but it was on top of the mountain. So yeah, to take it as a rough stone, I was afraid maybe it will roll because it needs a lot of power and machinery too. So if you reduce the weight on it, it will be easy to use the pulley to pull it down to the loading bay. Yeah. And also that's when I was starting to make it. Was just a board, and you can see it's a big hammer and also some of the point chisels. Sometimes it's a hard stone, sometimes they can break, so you're supposed to have 20 or 30. You're supposed to make them sharpened, then if they break, you take another one. So if you've got one, then yeah, that would be a problem. Yeah. And also, this is my workplace. At first I was saying, when I'm creating I used to create a lot of them differently. Yeah, like the way I create some sculptures is, it's not like maybe I draw or maybe it comes from, maybe I will do something on it. It's like I look at the rough stone, then it's like this communication. I take time to look at it, then it's like we'll be talking. Okay, Percy, this and this, so can you do this? And if there are a lot of sculptures, another stone can say, no, come with me, do me first. So I'll say, no, just wait. So that's the way. Then I'll take time also to finish it. Then I give some of them time to breathe. Like some of them I can even finish them after a year. Then I take time to make it them fine on the finishing touches. Yeah, here I was also making this big sculpture. This big sculpture, it is 4 meters high, 2 meters width, and 1.5. So this is also the part of turning it to this other side. So with this community spirit. So some other friends of us will be just helping, giving hand. Yeah, some of the processing on the are bonded, but unfortunately I haven't finished it yet. I'm supposed to finish it. Yeah. When I was working on that bonded, I was wearing gloves, and I was having some blisters on my hand. So I just took maybe 2 weeks healing my. Then I showed my friend who is in North Carolina. He said, "Oh, poor Percy, don't hurt your hands." So I'm going to send. He sent me actually on cutting. Because it's on the top of the mountain, I couldn't carry my generator on top, and I was also going to find a long rope to, not a long rope, a cable, in fact, a cable to connect it. So it was not easy. So he said, "Oh no, I'm going to give you my excavator, the concrete cutter." So no, don't abuse your your hands. Yeah, it was just some blisters. Yeah, but I was wearing some gloves. Yeah, this is also the part of working on the waterform. I was trying to have also this, like putting like the sandy dunes. Yeah, trying to put another touches on my work. Yeah, this is also another sculpture. Yeah, pattern working. No machinery, just hand tools, punches, and a hammer. I'm not so sure. This is a 4 pounds hammer. I'm not so sure in kgs. We call it maybe 2 kgs. I'm not so sure if it is 4 pounds. It will be heavy. If you miss what you're hitting, then if you hit your hand, you spend a week not trying to work it. Okay, I will describe about this sculpture. I think there's an finished one.
Is that point has a guard?
Yeah, you put a guard. Yeah, exactly.
If you miss,
yeah, exactly.
You don't hit your hand every time.
Exactly. I think this is also, now I'm talking about the finished, I think this is what I was working on. So I was trying to make, that's my eye and the other eye. It looks like maybe a bed. Yeah. Trying to put it maybe, the scenario maybe it might be a bed, but what I was trying to put on is my eye and the other eye, meaning the other eye can see the opposite of what you are seeing. Because if you see something, it registers to your brains, and then you figure out maybe that's the opposite. Or maybe you're seeing, the other eye is seeing bigger things than, so that's why I say, no, that's my eye. That's my normal eye, and that's the other eye which sees bigger things. Yeah, exactly. I think this was the finished one. Yeah, I just like the black. The black, if you put this contrast, yeah, it comes perfect. Yeah, that's why I love to work on the black. Yeah, it's also hard. It's hard black serpentine. This sculpture, yeah, it's also, we call it red spotted. It's black, but there's spots of red on it. I titled it "The Wisdom of Balancing." I was getting this in mind, like, I'm not so sure. I'm also an artist. I put also myself on it. Somebody can even, yeah. Starting from any age, yeah, you are. Then you'll be growing up with your strength and ability. Then this will be your turning point, like your. Yeah, I just think that this one might be the turning point. Then you'll be going up, maybe getting also old and getting the richness, and then there's also the peak of everything. Then with your mind and everything, you just come down until you die. There's a loop here, which is just a small loop. That's why I call it the wisdom of balancing. So, yeah. This also, I just put it as a wave, a water wave. Yeah. When I mean this is the front part of it. This is the back. Can you go back? Yeah, I didn't, in fact, I was so confused which one I can say the back, because I asked my friends in Tengening, they would say, no, this is the back, and somebody was saying this is the front, so this, I'm not so sure. So I just call it the water wave. I never been in the, when I made this sea, I never been at the sea or seeing the waves in the sea, but I just assuming maybe these waves of the sea, yeah, that's why I say, no, let me create something which I never see, yeah, getting this inspiration. Or maybe I just saw it in the movies or something else. I just trying to put something like the water waves in the sea. There's this sculpture. I just titled it My Reasoning Capacity. On the base, it is hollow here and also hollow here. And there was also, it goes hollow here, and also there was a hollow which connects to this. I was just thinking, I'm just an artist. The way I'm reasoning, so can I try to make something which I can say my reasoning capacity? Then, yeah, it was just the way you think, the way you're reasoning. Yeah, that's why I try to put it on the sculpture. And also I tried to make this bonded, round bonded. Yeah, it's also on the black serpentine. This is my, we can say a studio, but in Zimbabwe we call it a workshop. Yeah, it's staged. We've got these tiles where we actually put some photos, some sculptures when we are finishing them. So this sculpture, I tried to make I think 8, the symbol of 8. 8 is my lucky number. So I was trying to say, how can I put this lucky number in an abstract form? Then I tried to make something like this. So, yeah, this is the sailing away. I was just trying to think maybe you are sailing on the ship. Yeah, it looks like a ship, but actually it's not. I didn't put it maybe on the sailing on the sea or something else. I was just getting this in mind, like if you are sailing, you'll be moving from one place to another. So I get this sense like you'll be quitting your bad habits, so you move to your good habits. So yeah, you'll be moving like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this bad habits, so you'll be sailing. Yeah, that's. This is the eye of why I was saying nature inspired me a lot. I just watched some of the whirlpool when the water trying to make the whirlpool goes down. So I just, can I make something which is a symbol like this? Then I say, okay, let me just put an eye of it. So there's this force with the water. Yeah, that's when I made this sculpture. Oh, this is my soulmate, or even sharing the same soul. Yeah, you share your soulmate would be a love. There's this love side. So I tried to combine maybe on the couples, like, you know, you'll be sharing the same soul. So yeah, that's why I just figured to make this. This sculpture, I'm making a replica. What I'm making is a replica of this. So, I call it the eye of a whirlwind. I try to make this as a circle, like when the wind is just blowing, there's this circularism on it. So I try to figure out the heart part of it. Then the heart part of it is calm. So with the way we live, I just say, no, there's a lot of harsh things, there's war, there's this and this. So why can't you put something in our heart, the center part of it, then, no, it's cool. because the hard part of it is cool. So why can't we have our heart like maybe we don't have these harsh scenarios? So I just figure out maybe if anybody have got this heart on the coolness. Yeah, that's what I figure out. That's what also I'm making. Because there's a lot of people who are asking me, what exactly am I making? Yeah, I'm just making a replica from this piece.
Does that stone ring like a bell?
Yeah, if you put your hand like you're knocking it, there's a sound which comes on it. Gong, 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 gong. Yeah, yeah. This stone is also, it's a hard black serpentine. I was trying to put on I call it the secret shell. Secret shell, I just think of, everybody has got his or her secrets, which he doesn't share with anybody. You keep to yourself. So looking at it, you might say, okay, it's like maybe you'll be browsing, like you're on the phone, you're browsing some galleries of your secrets. Then looking at it, yeah, you can even laugh to yourself, like, wow, I did this and this. Sometimes you can cry. Sometimes you say, yeah, no, I'm stupid. Why did I? Sometimes you can say yes, because some of the secrets can put you in somewhere. You can achieve something to your secret. But those secrets you don't reveal to anybody. You just keep it in your heart. You are the only one who can reveal it. I just call it the secret shell. This one I was trying to also to make this spherical on the abstract form. So it's also something to do with the meanderings of anything, like maybe on the river there's a lot of meanderings on it. So I was trying maybe to put something which goes around and also comes around. So I try to put it on the, yeah, it's just a river form. So I was trying to take something from nature, then you put it on this one. This was my last piece. I made it. There's a lot to say on this sculpture. It's I never put it right. I just made it when it was just laying on the ground. It has got a lot of titles in it. Was if you see it, you make a triangle. See it on the it's a three-dimensional piece. Then if you make a triangle, maybe looking at it at this angle, you can see another title. Then if you go to another angle, you can see another title. If you go to the third angle, you can see another title. So it was so tricky to to put the title on it because there were 3 titles on it. The first one was the uprising. The second one was in abundance. In abundance. The third one, I didn't title it. It's untitled. Yeah. So yeah, I think this we're using the grinder. Now it was down from the mountain because we just took it from this position. So we just rolled it to this loading bay. So yeah, I was just using the grinder only to cut. Then we used some punches to remove where. Yeah, I think this was the first week when I was starting to work on it.
A serpentine too?
Yeah, it's a black serpentine. Yeah, this we're turning it to another of the back side. Yeah, I think another stage we're just trying to reduce. Yeah. Was at first, can you go back? At first, when you are creating, you just leave it as big. Then when doing some fine punching work, this was the first punch work. Then doing also the second punch work, that's when you'll be trying to make it round. So also you'll be removing, it's like subtracting. So And yeah, this was the second stage on it. There was a lot of hollow in it. I was afraid maybe it might break, but this stone is so hard, so it has got a strength to contain itself. So, and also I wasn't afraid, but yeah, there was a lot of hollowing on it. Yeah, on this stage, yeah, it was so hard to just, because the other side was 2 meters. The other one was 1.5. It was 4 meters long. So to put your hand, sometimes you were supposed to kneel or to sleep on it to maybe. Yeah, I was trying to work on this other side. If I was sitting here trying to put my hand, I wasn't reaching. Yeah, so.
And your main roughing tool was a point.
Oh, it was point.
I see. The tools, they're just a little point.
The point chisels, yeah, the point.
Chisel, yeah.
Exactly.
And then you have a flat chisel to make it smooth.
No, we didn't get to the stage of we made it fine point chisel. You just take just a little bit on it, just, yeah, then we just use a grinder to flatten it.
Oh, and then it's ground from the point chisel.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is the fine point chisel. So we just, I was just abusing.
Gravel, you use the point to make a big piece of gravel.
Exactly.
And then take the point and break out the big piece.
Exactly. Yeah. Because it was just a few months to be raining season, so we were afraid. So to make all the stages, we're saying no, let's eliminate some of the stages. So after point chisels, you can even use a grinder to just removing. Yeah. So trying to eliminate some of the stages. Yeah. When I finished them, I finished it. There was some of the artists were just admiring my stones. Just wow.
And what do you use to get the black?
The black, actually, it's a black serpentine. That's the natural color of it.
You used to use like sandpaper.
When you sandpaper it, then this is the polished part of it.
Yeah.
So if you polish it, it comes, the natural color comes out.
What do you use to polish it?
We use the floor polish, which is white floor.
The end. But I
Yeah.
mean, to get the surface down to that, you use sandpaper?
Yeah. You use also sandpapers. But if you don't use sandpapers, the wax doesn't stick on the stone. Because actually, if you put wax on it, after sanding it, you're supposed to heat it to make the wax to penetrate the stone. It might penetrate like a nail size. Yeah, it penetrates inside. Yeah.
With a torch.
Yeah. You also use a
And
torch.
then a hot torch melts the wax and it goes into the...
Exactly. That heat will melt the. Yeah. Yeah. This was also the other side of it. Yeah. Now this scenario is from last year when I was in Europe. Yeah. Last year I was in Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium. So when I was in Netherlands, I just visited one of the guys who also collect some arts from Zimbabwe. So when I was there, he said, Percy, there's this other sculpture. It was like 4 beds, so it breaks on the neck. He asked me to make dolphins out of it. Then I said, man, there's no dolphins there. So can you give me a chance to make something which is I can do on your stone? Because he was so unhappy because it got broke. Then he didn't know what to do with the stone, so he just asked me what I can do. Then I was trying to work on it. So I tried to, on the 4 beds, I tried to put 4 different types of abstract on it. But the time was not on me, it was just 2 days with him, so he said he's going to finish. He's also an artist, so he said, okay, it's okay, then I'm going to finish it. At least I know how to do it, and he was also happy about it. Then I said, no dolphins, let me do my way. So I just put 4 different abstract forms on it. And also to Europe in my luggage, yeah, I just carried my sculpture. Then it broke in 9 pieces. Then, yeah, in my luggage. So I was saying, how best can I do it? Then I bought some glue. Then I glue it. Then when I tried to finish it like the first sculpture, no, it was not. It was having this because if you glue a broken, it won't. The bond doesn't goes like straight as it is. Some of the edges might go off, so it was not going to be perfect. So I was thinking, no, can I take some sea sand? Then I put the glue out and in. Then where I'm supposed to polish, then. Yeah, that's what I did. Then the sculpture just comes on. And within a day, somebody just came and said, "Wow, Percy, how much is it?" Okay, let me just give you something. Yeah. I also sold it after I did it. Then I was saying, "Wow, maybe because it was broken, that's why I sold it." Or I don't know. So yeah, that's my story in Europe about the sculptures. Do you have got anything, or maybe that's the end? Okay, that's me. Thank you very much. Good job.
So does anyone have any questions?
Oh, sorry.
Do you still work with your brother?
Yeah. I still work with my brother. He's also in Tengenenge. When I came here, I was also having these students from Germany. He came for 3 weeks. Then I just worked there for just a week. Then I came here. Then I left here with my brother. So, yeah, he's also a good artist. He also made some hands. Yeah, like any form of hands, any movement of hands. Yeah, he's also good at it. Yeah, sure.
How do you sell your work? And how does your community of artists, like you guys, have like a way to show your work? Like, do people come to this community to kind of view the artwork of all the artists? Like, how does this community of artists work and sell the work?
What I can say, this community is an art community. So there's art collectors who used to come to Tengenenge. And also, individually, you can even, like here, Kero can say, okay, Percy, I need your, I'll be back in Zimbabwe. No, I need your sculptures, so can you make this and this? So I'm also selling and also you can even find on the internet, trying to use all forms of social medias to sell some sculptures. Yeah, but if you are in Tengenenge, there's a lot of art collectors. Yeah, some are from here, from America, some are from Europe, some from Canada, even the Chinese people. Yeah, sure, that's how we... And also the relationship with us, with Tengenenge, they take 35%. They take 35% of our sales. That's 35%.
35.
Yeah, that's the relationship with us. No matter they give you a stone there or you bring your own stone, it doesn't matter. That's the relationship with.
And is that pay for some of the, like, do you live there? Is that
Exactly. It's like the community is like a company. It's also like here. You see, like here at the studio, there are some salesmen and also the mine workers who use, they're also artists. They also go to mine some sculptures. There's also the mechanic guys, the managers. You see, yeah. And also we've got some tractors and some trucks, so they need to be repaired, and also they need the maintenance. And also the electricity we just use. Also the 35% also pays also the electricity. So sometimes actually we don't pay electricity. But we have got a load shedding in Zimbabwe. You can spend the whole month without electricity. So you're supposed to buy your own generator and you use it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Does the government do any promotion of people that are working at Tengenenge? Is that something that...
For the meantime, Tengenenge is now owned by the National Gallery of Zimbabwe.
Okay.
It was after this, the owner died, he just gave also to this other artist who was staying in Harare. He's well known, he's called Dominic Benura. So Dominic, he said, no, I cannot just do it as self-sufficient. So we were just doing on our own, like everything we're just doing. So now it's being owned by the government. So anything to do with the government, they can even bring some other tourists and other customers there.
Is it better or
Mm,
not?
no, the problem started when it was the Corona era. You know, there was no customers, and also what is affecting us also is about the war in Ukraine. So some of the art collectors, they are saying, no, we're not going to come there. We're just still looking. Yeah, it's like maybe if you are a farmer, you cannot buy fertilizer when it is not raining.
Right.
You're saying, okay, let me wait when it is raining. That's when I can see what I can do on the land. Yeah. Don?
Yes?
Any question?
I don't know, I don't have any questions. One of your art collectors is in North Carolina?
Yeah,
Work there, and also in Texas?
yeah.
And did you send work to them?
Yeah, they what was okay. I just forgotten to say this also big sculpture which I did is now in North Carolina. We're supposed to make it upright at this guy's gallery. So
The three titled one.
yeah, exactly,
So that is going to stand up?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those big rocks that are on top of the mountain, is that a quarry? Is that a operation, or did you just go up and people get their own rocks? How does that work?
Actually, it's a claimed place where you go and buy. It's like no, it's not that expensive. To buy a tonnage of rough stones, it's like $50. So if you need 10 tons, that's 500 bags. So yeah, it's not that expensive. But the risky now, because it will be, you can choose a big stone, it will be on the top of the mountain. So to bring it back to the loading bay, you're supposed to work it there. Then if you reduce the weight, then yeah, you use the manual. Yeah.
And is that stone used for other things, like buildings, or?
Yeah, yeah. We can. I also made some tombstones on my grandmother and my I just made 2 tombstones from them.
Didn't you tell me that your family can come too, to stay there while you're carving?
In Tengenenge, that's where my family is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
So
you're not going into the
if
field?
I'm going to look for other stones which are not in Tengenenge,
Okay.
that's when I can move. They'll be staying there. Yeah. At the,
I love the idea of having all the kids around and watching you.
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Amazing.
Any question? Okay. Thank you.
What-